guys. I'm glad you guys can make it. You're probably wondering, why am I holding a big-ass burrito behind me? Well, first of all, it was a delicious burrito, and I would eat it every day if I could. But I can't. And that's exactly why I've come to talk to you guys today about moderation and focusing more on your self-health. Now, many of you guys have probably seen something similar to this or the same one, but it is the pyramid of human needs. But I'm going to specifically talk about the physiological needs and the love and belonging category, which also includes like intimate relationships with friends and such, because I think that these two categories of what you need in your life, they're often neglected in a way that I think people are confused or they don't know the right path, but I'm here to kind of give you a way to, an easy way too, to help better yourself in these situations, because if you don't, then it can lead to a lot of negative things in your life, like health complications, but then also just like other things really. I'll get into it. Now I want to talk about food first. For me, I think other people have maybe negative relationships with food, but I see it, I think, in a pretty constructive way, and really for what it is. People know what calories are. It's literally the measurement of energy. I want people to think about food as energy because that's what it is, and it makes you have a healthier relationship with food. Use the analogy with like a car. If you have a car and you don't fuel it, or if you give it bad fuel, is it gonna run well? No. Treat your body better than your car. And then here, this is one of my favorite YouTubers. His name is Badlands Chugs. He chugs liquids for a living, but even though it's a funny picture, it is, I'm applying it because he's drinking probably the amount right now of what statistically or by records, you probably have neglected within the past 2 weeks. People know that there are 8 cups recommended for daily intake, but the actual average is 3.8. That's less than half that people are usually drinking on average, which means there needs to be a call to action. Now, if you neglect your food and you neglect your water, you might end up a little bit like a grouch. You become grumpy, irritated. That's where the term hangry came from, because you're angry, because you don't have food. You don't have the energy. And if you don't have the energy, you don't have motivation. And you start not taking care of yourself, and you might be a little dirty like this guy. Now, it's not the easiest thing in the world, but if you follow the step that I'm about to tell you, it might be just as easy as hopscotch. So, really, I think the big key to having a better relationship with food is moderation. You can eat everything that you want to eat, but just in moderation. For example, with diets, most diets don't work, But for example, I don't know if anybody probably have heard of Weight Watchers. It is like one of the most successful diets, and it works because it's on a point system where you can eat what you want. So I recommend that's what you guys should try. Maybe not Weight Watchers, but on your own, because it's actually expensive. Now, this is probably a picture you can relate to. It's really easy to stay up late and be on your phone. It's addicting, but you are hurting your health so bad, and maybe you know this or maybe you don't, but it also increases your likelihood of Alzheimer's. Being college students, this is really bad because you're gonna not be able to concentrate super well, think, retain things. It throws off a lot of things, even your metabolism. It's also really important to not neglect your social setting. It is so incredibly important. As social animals, humans being social animals, we require social interaction. And without it, you can go crazy. You can kind of spiral. You can kind of spiral, and it can lead to depression, anxiety, all these things that make you negative, and it really depletes your quality of life. And it might start to feel like this bucket. You might try to be filling this bucket, hypothetically, with all of the care and motivation you can to make yourself better. But if it's got a bunch of holes in it, you're not going to be able to do anything. That's where friends come in. Your friends are what you need to be able to plug those holes so that you can be a better person. And let's just say it's not going super well on the human social side. You always got pets. These are my 2 pets. I love my girl Raina. She's the sweetest dog. Complete lover. I recommend dogs more than cats just because they're super affectionate. I love both though. Don't get me wrong, but if you need a cat or if you're allergic to dogs, get that. But anyway, I wanted to leave you guys with just with a thought about thinking more about yourself and your health and putting it first. And I think that the first way to actually be able to do that is you need to conquer your basic needs first, which comes to be what I just talked about. The food, the sleep, your friends, and water. So honestly, it might seem like a big struggle at first, but I believe that any one of you can do it. It just takes a couple of little steps and you'll get going. Thank you.